So welcome to our A-level physics instant calculations. We have a question we'd like to attempt here from a past exam paper. An ideal transformer is 5000 turns in its primary coil. It is to be used to convert a main supply of 230 volts RMS for root mean square to an alternating voltage having a peak value of 9 volts. Calculate the number of turns in the secondary coil. So let's see how you can go about calculating here the number of turns in the secondary coil. So let's look at the information that we're given here and try to convert and use the variables that we have to find the unknowns. So there's an equation that you're supposed to be familiar with. Number of turns in the secondary coil divided by number of turns in the primary coil is equal to your voltage in the secondary coil divided by your voltage in the primary coil. But what you need to take note of here is that we are given a voltage here, which is your primary voltage. Voltage in the primary coil is given as 230 volts RMS, whilst the voltage in your secondary, the output voltage, is given as 9 volts peak. So this is where the problem is. We need to change these voltages to the same unit. So it's either you're going to change our root mean square voltage here to peak, or you're going to turn your peak into RMS before you can use that equation for the ratios. So let's do it here. Let's start off with let's turn our peak output voltage of 9 to the root mean square voltage. So our peak voltage is 9. If we need to change that to root mean square voltage, this is how we go about it. So this is the equation, the root mean square voltage equation. V naught is equal to square root of 2 times your root mean square voltage. So we have here 6.365 volts. That would be our root mean square output voltage. So we can now use our formula, since we now have similar units for the voltages. So let's see how you can do it. I'm going to use my calculator here to do that. So we are talking here about transformers. Okay, so we now have the question has already told us the number of turns in our let me just recheck here. So an ideal transformer has 5000 turns on its primary coil. So this would be our input turns. We have 5000 in our primary coil, and it is to be used to convert a main supply of 230 volts RMS. So we now have our input voltage as 230 RMS. If we converted our peak voltage 9 volts to RMS, we found here 6.365. So this would be our output voltage, 6.365. So with those two voltages, we can be able to calculate our turn ratio and also our output turns. So it turns out that here our output turns, so that would be your turn ratio, which you can convert here to output turns. So the calculation begins here. The transformer voltage equation you can find the 10 ratio and turn it. Once you get your 10 ratio, you can calculate for output tens. Okay, so we have 138.4 tens, or just 138 tens. So let's do it the other way. So this time what we're going to do is we are going to turn our 230 root mean square input voltage here to a peak voltage. So let's see how you can do that. So here what you can do is so let me change here my 230 RMS to a peak voltage. So it will give me a peak voltage of 325.2 volts. So I can now use this against that peak voltage of 9 and see what answer I come up with. So let's do it together. So I want to use my calculator here. So I now have an output voltage as before of 9, but I have converted my 230 RMS to a peak voltage. So my input voltage now is 325.2 as we saw, and I can now use these ratios to I can find a 10 ratio, but I also know here the number of input tens, the tens in the primary coil. I know the question has already given me that, so I can go straight to calculate my output tens here. So as before, I get 138.4. So you get similar answers here. So the trick was in converting the voltages to a similar unit. So I urge you to join our WhatsApp groups where we discuss more, where you can throw in a question and get an instant calculation. You can also contact me for lessons. So I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in our WhatsApp groups.